YouTube, Crimson Tree here. So today I'm going to do a part 2 on comfort lining. In my first video about comfort lining, when I did denture fit versus comfort lining, I just talked about it. I didn't have any demonstrations, I just talked about it. And I've watched some other videos since I posted that and saw other people that had the comfort lining super liquefied, which means it had to have been in a rolling boil for a lot longer. So I'm doing things a little bit differently today, and I'm going to try this again. I'm going to make this a part 2, and maybe I'll get it right this time. So I have my comfort lining right here, and oh, I don't know if it's backwards on the camera. And inside the comfort lining, you get a tube of comfort lining, you get your wooden stick, you get a turnkey, and you get instructions. Here are the instructions. Now the instructions say, by the way, I have a pot of water starting to boil on the stove. So the instructions say the heating process. In a boiling water, place the aluminum tube for 20 minutes. Now, this is aluminum, people, so don't put this in the microwave, okay? Metal and microwaves don't mix. So if you're going to heat up your water via the microwave, you know, put your cup of water in the microwave, heat it up to boiling, and then you take it out and put this in it and let it sit. The water has to be boiling. This is an exclamation point. If adhesive is too thick, more heating is needed. While applying the adhesive, sit the tube back into the water. So I did that last time, but that didn't work out so well. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to try it again. Note, if adhesive is not heated per directions, it will not adhere to the denture. So I was having that problem. This stuff was not sticking to the denture at all. It was lifting in various places throughout the denture, and it was not working. So, you know, and even when I tried to heat it up with the water, then the water was causing not to stick. So, okay, so I've got that down. As a semi-liquid texture, apply an even layer covering the denture. You may use the wooden tool to spread the adhesive. Use the turnkey on this step. So you're basically, after it's heated up properly, you're gonna put your little turnkey on the end, and you are gonna proceed to roll it down. This keeps the product from gathering up here like toothpaste. So, you know, it'll keep it all down in one location, which I've done. And as you can see, this is the amount that I attempted to use last time. And I have more than enough to try again. So that's how much I have left, which is, you know, a good amount. While adhesive is still warm, place it into your mouth and bite down firmly. Do this step for 30 seconds to create a mold. After mold is created, let the adhesive set for 5 minutes. Now my question is, do I let it set for 5 minutes in my mouth, or do I let it set for 5 minutes on the table? I was confused about that particular thought process because that's not on the directions, and I don't know. So part of me was thinking, well, my mouth is warm. How can it actually set in my mouth? I don't know. So I don't know if I have that part right. Now on videos, I've seen people say that you can run it under cold water to let it set a little bit faster. So I'm not sure if that's outside the mouth. Then it says, gently remove any overlapping adhesive and enjoy. So I've seen some people just pull off the excess adhesive, and I've seen others cut the excess adhesive. I have both. I have scissors, and I've got my fingers to pull it off. Cleaning dentures with comfort lining. Soak in warm water. You may gently clean with a denture brush. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to show you something, because I'm going to show you this exactly as I do it. Okay. Excuse my hands. I have a pot of boiling water. So I have a pot of boiling water. Now, this turnkey thing is plastic, so I'm going to take that out because I have no idea if this will melt. So I'm taking it off. Now, I don't know if this cap is going to melt or not. But I am going to shut the fire off just in case, because I don't know if it's going to melt. And you know what? I have to do only half this tube. I don't know how to soak just half this tube in a giant pot. I could just put the whole thing in there and let the whole thing kind of get liquefied. But if I put half, will only half get liquefied, or will the whole thing still get liquefied because of heat transfer? Screw it. I'm going to put the whole thing in there. No, I'm going to follow the directions. The directions say half. So let me get this back on the fire. I'm getting that back on the fire. I'm going to figure out how to tie this to a chopstick so that only half of it goes in. I'm going to pause this video and I'll be right back with you. Okay, YouTube. So this is what I've done. Since I used part of the product, I was able to take a chopstick and wrap the product around the end, like so that I'm holding my phone with one hand, so that I can literally just put this halfway into the pot. Now the fire is off. As you can see, the water comes up to halfway of the tube, maybe a little less. It's halfway of whatever I have left. Okay, the fire is off. As you can see, the fire is off. And I'm really curious. The cap is not melting. The cap is doing fine. And it's standing upright as the directions state. And now I just gotta let it sit for 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Depends on how long it takes for this stuff to liquefy. So I think I'll try it at 20 and see what happens. Then we'll do it again and see what happens. All right, so stay tuned. I will be back in 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm back. It's not 20 minutes. It's only been about maybe 5 minutes. Okay, and I just want you to show you that it's still, the pot is still steaming. The fire is off, but the water is still hot. I will not put my hand in that because it is still a boiling temperature. Actually, it's a little less than a boiling temperature right now, because if it was a boiling temperature, it would be bubbling. And it's not bubbling, it's just steaming really bad. Because remember, I shut the fire off. So I don't know if the stove is still supposed to be on with a rolling boil while this is sitting in there. I don't know that because the directions don't say that. I'm following the directions to the T. Now I want to let you guys know something. Here's the time. It is 9:42. I put the pot on the stove at 9:30 to start the boil. It took about maybe 5 minutes because I have a turbo burner that burns water super fast. Boils water super fast. So it took about 5 minutes, and now it's been about 5 minutes sitting in the water. So I'm giving you the time frame because I want you to know how long it takes for this process. And we're experimenting together. You and I, we're experimenting on this together. So I just wanted to give you guys a time frame so you know how long this process is going to take. So it's been sitting in the water about 5 minutes. We got another 15 minutes to go before we test it out. All right, I'll be back in 15 minutes. Hi YouTube. Okay, so it is now 9:46 and the comfort lining is still sitting in the pot and the water is still steaming. The stove is not on, but the pot is still hot and steamy. So we still got another 10 minutes to go. But before, while we're waiting, I figured, you know what? I know I can cut the video so it cuts to that faster, but I just want to sit and talk to you guys about something. Okay, so I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, a lot of them. I look at makeup videos, I look at hair videos, YouTube is a plethora of information from different people. You've got people on there that are selling products, you've got people on there that are buying products and reviewing them. You've got people on YouTube that are unboxing technology and testing it out and seeing if it's a fail or if it's awesome. I just want to make something clear. I am not a professional YouTuber. I don't want to be a professional YouTuber. I am on YouTube just to cover my journey. It is something that I'm doing really for me. And if it helps somebody along the way, that's awesome. I've said that from the beginning. You know, I have 90 subscribers right now, which is so cool. And I love you guys. And I really appreciate all of you who have subscribed to my channel. And I would love to get to 100. But, you know, let's be real. Things like this, journeys on dentures and journeys on weight loss and all these kinds of different things, it's for our own record. It's our own vlog. It's our video diary. It's what we're doing for ourselves so we can document our process. And the reason why we post this publicly is because if it helps somebody in the process, then that's really cool. So with that in mind, I wanted to do a little demonstration because there seems to be a little bit of drama on the YouTube front when it comes to comfort lining and denture fit. Okay, 2 different products. Let me explain, because this seems to be a problem for some people on reviewing the products. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with reviewing one product versus viewing another product. And I did in my first video, and I really don't know if I've offended anybody. I wasn't trying to offend anybody if I did. So if I did, I'm sorry. But I want to make this clear. And to do that, I have enlisted the help of spices. So on this side, I have Spice Island cumin seed or cumin seed. I don't even know if I say that right, but I love this particular spice because it makes some of my dishes have like a Spanish feel, and I really love Latino food. And then on this side, I have Winn-Dixie brand celery salt. I've had this spice for a long time, sitting in my cupboard collecting dust because I don't use it. Why don't I use it? Because I don't like it. Now, I've never done a review on these, but cumin seed I love. Now, I wish I had another brand of cumin seed so that this would be interesting, but I don't. I don't have another brand because I like Spice Island of cumin seed. And celery salt, I don't really like, nor do I really like Winn-Dixie for that matter, which is why it's been sitting in my cupboard collecting dust. Do you think Winn-Dixie cares that I don't like it and that I'm posting it publicly on YouTube? Absolutely not. They don't care. But what I want to point out is that these are 2 completely different products. Cumin seed is cumin seed. Celery salt is celery salt. These 2 different spices are used very differently. Would you ever use celery salt in a dish that requires cumin seed? Absolutely not. No. Would you use cumin seed in a dish that requires celery salt? I highly doubt that. So they're 2 different products, okay? 2 different products used for 2 different reasons for 2 different types of recipes. I want to make that clear because denture fit and comfort lining are 2 different things, okay? They're both used in dentures. These are both used in food, but they're 2 different things, 2 different tastes, 2 different views. So I want to make that clear because I may like one over the other, but they're 2 different things and they serve 2 different purposes. And I don't know why there's drama and stuff all out there, but there is. And I just wanted to make it clear that comfort lining is way different than denture fit. It's a totally different product. It does different things. This is an adhesive, and it even says it right on the box. Zinc-free thermoplastic denture adhesive. Denture fit doesn't say that on their box. There is a soft reline, okay? A soft reline and an adhesive are two different things. They create suctions completely differently. However, they're both used in dentures. So I want to make that clear. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to include this part in the video, but I think it's important that, you know, we establish the fact that nobody's hating on anybody. It's strictly a review, you know. I don't like celery salt, but you know what? There's somebody out there who does like it and use it every day in their food. I love cumin seed, but you know what? There's somebody out there who hates this stuff. So I just want to make that clear. Okay, it is now 9:52. We are almost ready to pull it out, but we're not pulling it out yet. We got to leave it in there for a few more minutes, okay? So I'll be back when it's time. 10:01. The comfort lining has been sitting in hot water for 20 minutes, actually 21 minutes. I have my top denture and it has been completely dried off. Okay, so you see no shiny parts. It's been dried off. Now I am going to try. Now, I don't have the key on there. I only have the stick, so I'm going to unroll it and take it off the stick so that I can put the key in there. But because I took it out, I'm going to put it back in there just for a minute, but I'm going to hold it because I want it to stay hot. Now, I want to tell you that this is kind of hot. Okay, this part is definitely warm, but I can touch it. Okay, I can touch it. It's warm, but I can touch it. Okay, we're going to check it first to see. Oop, water got all up in there, and of course it got on my denture. Because remember, last time when my denture was wet, there was no sticking happening. Okay, so it's dry. Okay, just to show you, let me get it real close to the camera. This is 21 minutes. I'm trying to squeeze it with my fingers, and you see it's not coming out. This is definitely not liquefied at all. It's too hard. So I'm going to pull this part out because I already took it out, and I'm going to close this up. See? It's too hard. Okay. So we're going to just put this down right here because that is not long enough. I'm going to undo this key, put it back on my stick. And we're going to set it back in the water. Now this water is not cool. It's hot still. And it's still steaming. But you know what? It's not boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the stove and put the fire on again. So I'm going to take you with me. All right. You see the time. It is 10:04. Back on the stove, we are going to turn the fire on high to boil her up again. Okay, so she's back on the stove, centered. We're going to boil it up again. And it looks like the water is kind of low, so I'm going to add some more. Oh, I'm not showing it, sorry. The water is kind of low, so I'm going to add some water to it, and then I'll be back. Okay, I have added some water to the pot, and as you can see, it's halfway. I don't know if you can see it, but it is. It's halfway. So the fire's on. We're going to reboil her. It is now 10:05. So we are going to leave it in the pot to boil, and I will be back. Okay, YouTube. So I just want to show you that it is 10:14, and the water has been boiling. I don't know how long it's been boiling, but it's been boiling. Because I actually went into the other room, so I don't know when it started to boil. So I'm going to shut the fire off. And I'm just going to take it off the fire because I can't put this totally boiling like that on my table, even though my table is made of slate, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But you see it's in there, okay? Now I'm going to bring it over to the table and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I have brought it to the table. It's been boiling for a minute, for quite a few minutes actually. Got my upper denture, I'm drying it off because it's got to be dry when I see what's going on with this product. And it is 10:15. So I started this at 9:30. It's 45 minutes later. It's been in boiling water since 9. I started it at 9:42. I sat it in the water. So it's been in hot water since 9:42. And now, okay. So I'm taking it out. Ooh, that's really hot now. Really, like I can't even touch it. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Guys, please be careful because this is so hot. You're going to burn yourself pulling it out just to hold it. Okay, now when I opened it up the last time, some water came out, so I'm doing it this way. There's the water, boiling water. Boiling, scalding water coming out the cap. So, okay. It's really hot, so be very careful. Now, I have to transfer this to the key. That's going to be interesting. Well, the cap's not hot, and I took the water out, so I'm going to hold it by the cap and try to unroll this. Now, I've got the turn key. Okay. It's starting to cool off already, but it's still really, really hot. Okay, I'm going to open it. Okay, now look. Okay, it's really hot and pliable, but look, it's not liquidy. It's gel. I'm going to cover this real quick because I don't think it's hot enough. This is how it was when I did it the first time. You see? It's not liquidy though. It's just a gel. Like a thick gel. See? And now it's already cool. Already cool. Now I did stretch it, which cools it faster. But it's already cool and I can't do anything with this. Can't do nothing with that. Can't form it. Can't do anything with that. So we're just going to put that on the side again. And I'm going to, because I don't think this is hot enough still. Now it's been in boiling water. I'm going to roll this up again. And I'm going to put it back in the pot. Now, just to give you an idea, this was the stuff I used the first time around. This was, and I just took it out because I was frustrated with it because it was too thick. I just took it out and rolled it up and put it to the side. That was the first time in my first video. These are the tests. This was the first test and it was too hard. This is the second test. It was gel, but still not liquefied enough. And that's how it was the first time. So now it's back in the pot. And just to give this true shot, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this back on the stove. And I'm going to turn the heat on again. It is now 10:19. I don't know if you can see that because I'm not sure if it's focusing or not, but it is 10:19. And the fire's back on and it's back in the pot. So we are going to let that boil for another 5 minutes and I'll be back to you. Okay, so I just want you to see it is 10:24. The water's still boiling and it's still on the fire. Okay, I'm going to shut the fire off and I'm going to transfer the boiling pot to the table. All right, now I'm going to set this down, situate it. Pot is very, very hot. All right, we are going to do this again. I told you, I am determined. Okay. All right, so very, very hot. Ooh, it's hot. Very, very hot, so be careful pulling this out. Now, just like last time I told you, I gotta open the cap a little bit because water, boiling water gets in the cap. All right. Boiling water is no longer in the cap. Tighten that because I gotta put it on the turn key. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to actually put it back in the pot because I got to take my teeth out. Because this is the process. You got to do it fast. Super fast. Okay, I'm going to dry off my teeth. Okay. Teeth are dry. Okay, still hot. Okay, I'm gonna open it just in case. Oh wait, I gotta put the key on. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. I'm holding it by the cap, y'all, just so you can see that because the tube is really hot. Okay. Key is in there and secure. Still super hot. Okay, I'm hoping it's like liquefied now. All right, I'm taking the cap off. Super liquidy. And it's just kind of squeezing out there. So I'm going to put the cap on. And it says to put it back. I'm just dropping it in there because I got to hurry, hurry, hurry. I'm spreading it around. Okay. It's too cold now. Too cold. It's not spreading. And do you see here? It didn't spread right. It cooled off way too fast. All right, so I got to take this out. I got to go do it again. All right, it's out. Okay, it's out. Too hard. I didn't do it fast enough. But I did put it back in the boiling water, so I'm going to take it out and try again. I'm using the stick to get it because I just dropped it in there. Ooh. Okay, it wants to play with me. Ooh, hot. Damn it. Hot, damn it. Okay. Frustrating right now. I shouldn't have just dropped it, but I had no choice. I didn't want it to cool. I need some tongs or something. This is stupid. Okay, I got it. Whew. Now I'm holding it with the key. Maybe I need a bigger glob, because maybe a bigger glob will work. Try this again. I really want this to work. Okay, take it out, wipe it, super hot, open the cap. Oof, hot, 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 hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, squeezing it. It's not, look, it's not liquidy. It's just a big glob. It's not liquidy at all. Okay, cover the cap, put it back in the water, spread, 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 spread. Okay, in my mouth. Oh. I'm clenching right now really, really hard. Okay, so this is what I was able to do. You see I'm clenching really hard. I was only able to get the product on the palette only, and I spreaded it as fast as I could on there, and I'm clenching now, and I'm going to hold this for 3 minutes, but I only got maybe that much on the top denture. I'm just going to hold it. Oof. I'm clenching really hard. So right now it feels like a big glob piece in the palette, and I have space on my gums in the trough. A lot of space everywhere. So I'm gonna have to keep heating this so I can put some in the trough, because I can't just have it in the palette only. Still holding. So, how are you? Okay. I'm gonna keep clenching, but I don't want you to sit here for 3 whole minutes. So, look, it's 10:31. I'll be back at 10:33. Okay, YouTube. It's 10:33. I'm back and still clenching. I'm gonna release now because it's been 3 minutes. Before I do that, I'm gonna look at the directions. While adhesive is still warm, place in mouth and bite down firmly. Do this for 30 seconds. Oh, 30 seconds. I read that as 3 minutes. My bad. Doesn't matter though. Okay. Now, I'm releasing it. And it's just in the palette. I have no suction, see? I have no suction because it's only on the palette and there's nothing in the trough, and there's like a lot of space in the trough. So I'm about to take it out and show you because I'm going to need more. I'm not done. I'm going to need more for sure, but there's no suction just on the palette. I'm not done though. It's okay. All right. So I'm going to put this down to show you what we got going on. I don't want my phone to fall. Okay. So I got it out. I'm going to dry it off because it's got my saliva all up in it. And it looks like it's sticking to the denture, which is good. You know what? I need another paper towel because this one's too wet. All right, I got another paper towel. A nice fresh one. Because I want to dry it off. That was a good first shot. I know I need more, and that's fine. It didn't feel very thin. It felt like a big glob mess on the palette, but let's see why, and let's try and fix it. So I clenched down pretty hard. I'm dabbing. I'm not really rubbing. I'm dabbing because I don't want to lift. Okay. So I'm going to use this popsicle stick to show you where it turned. Okay, now you see the shiny part? All the shiny parts, that is where the comfort lining is. So it goes as far up in the palette as right here. And it follows along up to here, the edge here. It has a little bit of overage right here, which is fine because that can be cut off. It did not squeeze over here, so there's nothing there. And on this side, it actually squeezed, nothing here, but it squeezed over here into the trough. So it's uneven. Okay, it's uneven. So we need to get some in the trough area for sure. That's a lot more to spread. That's going to be hard because I'm going to have to start
maybe, because this stuff cools so fast. So maybe I got to do this side first, or maybe start here and work my way over here. I'm going to put a glob there and start there and then bite down on it for 30 seconds. And I'm going to do it right this time in 30 seconds. So, okay. Well, it's still been sitting in the pot. Gotta try and get it out. Ooh, it's still really, really hot. I did not get the cap on all the way. Oh, I did. It's just off. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Hot water. Okay. You know what? It's not hot enough. Look, it hardened already. It's been sitting in the hot water, but it did not. It's too hard. So, I'm going to pull this out, clean off the edges. Put the cap back on it. Okay. And I'm going to push the product down because I was squeezing from the middle. So I'm going to push this down. It is soft enough to go down. Okay. But I have to undo the key to get the stick around it so it can go back into boiling water. Okay, so I got the palette. That's good. Okay, putting it back in the pot. Take pot to the stove. And we're going to turn the fire on. It is now 10:38 and we are putting the pot back on the stove. And I need to add some water to it. I gotta add water to it, so just so you can see, I'm adding water. And we're just gonna let that boil again, boil all the way, because it was too hard. So it's 10:39. I'm gonna let it boil for 5 minutes and then we'll be back, because the product's still warm, it's just not liquefied. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, it's 10:43 and the water just started to boil, so I'm gonna let it sit in there in the boiling water for a couple more minutes. But I just want you to see it's 10:43. I'll be right back. Okay, it is 10:46. The water is still boiling. I just realized I debunked the myth that a watch pot never boils. I have just proven that a watch pot does in fact boil. Okay, it's 10:46. It's been boiling for quite a few minutes here. I'm going to shut the fire off. And we are going to take the pot to the table. And I'm trying to set it right on top of my paper towel, which I don't want to do. Super hot water. Teeth are still out of my mouth. I got the turnkey right here. Ooh, super hot. Can't even touch it. Ooh, look at all that water. Okay. We are going to turn the lid a little bit to release whatever water I got in there. Okay, looks like it's good. Gotta unroll it from the stick. Ooh, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ooh, hot. Turn, turn. Okay, it's on the turnkey. I'm going to put it back in the boiling water because it's been out of it for 30 seconds while I did all that process. Steam, hot, hot, hot. So the goal is to get it just in the front part only and then work our way out. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Cool off. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, we gotta do this fast because it's hot. It should be liquefied. And it is. It's just oozing out. Squeeze a little dab. Uh-oh, cover, cover, cover. Hot water. Ooh, hot. I got it out. I'm holding it. Now I'm clenching. And I got it just in here in the trough. And I just threw the tube back into the pot because I don't want that to cool off. I gotta get the rest of the trough. Okay, I'm still clenching. It said 30 seconds, so I'm gonna do it for 30 seconds. Now, when I put it in my mouth, the adhesive was pretty hot, but it wasn't so bad that my gums couldn't handle it. My gums could handle it. It wasn't that bad. It's the longest 30 seconds of my life. Okay, I think I'm gonna hold it for another few seconds because I didn't look when I started to clench. I was just trying to get it in my mouth fast. Okay, I'm gonna take it out now. Okay. So, okay, as you can see, it's not rocking the way it was before. Still rocking, but that's probably because there's no suction because the trough on the sides don't have suction. So I'm gonna take it out, but like I said, I ain't showing my face. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna dry it off and then I'm gonna show you what we have. Okay, it looks like I did pretty okay. So there's a little line here, but that shouldn't cause a problem. All right, using my stick. So I put it right here, a dab, you saw that. And when I put it in my mouth, it squeezed out on its own and stops right about there. And on this side, it's squeezed out in my mouth and stops right about here. So now I gotta get this side and I gotta get this side, but I'm gonna have to do it one at a time because there's no way it'll cool off too fast if I try to do both. So we're gonna try one at a time. And it's cool if it's like sticky, which, you know, that's the adhesive part. Up here, I notice there's nothing right here. It's a little bit in the center, but nothing right here. So it didn't squeeze out all the way up. I didn't put enough. It's already starting to lift right here. Look. Okay, that's all right. I'm gonna leave it. All right, this has been sitting in the hot water, so I'm gonna try this again. Hopefully it's hot enough still. Get out all that boiling water. It's still very hot, so it should be good. Ooh, hot, hot, damn it. Okay. No, this isn't gonna work. It's too cool. See? It's too cool. Because the water is not boiling. The water is not boiling, so it is way too cool. All right, I'm gonna try and dig out some of this because I've been putting it back messy. So it's like, and this is way too cool. So I'm gonna take this and just clean out the outside so I can cap it good. Yeah, see, now I can hold it. All right, let's undo the key again and wrap it on the stick. Okay, so that we can put her back in boiling water, which is not boiling anymore, so we got to put it back on the stove. Okay, back on the stove, turn on the fire. It is 10:53. And I'm going to put some more water in there again because the water is boiling out. As you can see, the water is boiling out, so I'm going to put some more water in there. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, it is 10:58 and the water is just now boiling. I added more water to it, I had to. So it just started boiling. It's 10:58. There it is again. Watch pot does in fact boil. I'm gonna let her boil for a couple of minutes. So I'll be right back. Okay, folks. It is 11:01. It's still boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the fire off and bring it to the table. Okay. Pot down. All right, here we go. Okay, it's drippy, drippy boiling water. Ooh, hot, but it is hot again. Release the water from the cap. Okay, there is none. Undo the stick. Gotta do this with paper towel. It's really hot. Whew. Okay, to me, I feel like it's been out of the water too long, so I'm going to put it back in the water. Okay. Ooh, it's kind of hot for me to hold into the water. Gotta blow the steam away from my hand. Okay, so I'm going to work on the left side of the trough now. Actually, I have a little bit in the left side. Maybe I should do the right side instead. And then do the left side last. Okay. I'm going to do this again. Should be nice and, ooh, hot. Liquefied. It is. Ooh, hot. Okay, let's get the cap back on it fast. Ooh, don't break it. Okay, put it in my mouth. Hot. Clench, 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 clench. Now, I'm clenching evenly, but I have to be careful because now I have product on this side, but not on this side. Ooh, it's pinching right here. Holding for 30 seconds. Ooh, I gotta put this back in the water. See? Back in the water. Still clenching. Better this time now. Look, when I smile. It's a little gummy, but not that bad. The great thing about this stuff is if you get it on your table, it comes right up once it cools. Okay, I'm still clenching. It's in the water. I'm gonna push it down so it gets like, or flip it. Yeah, there we go. That way it gets hot on both sides. Okay, that's about 30 seconds. I'm gonna take it out. And we'll put this down though. Okay. Let me dry it off because my saliva is all over it. I'm just tapping because I don't want to lift the product off. Okay, so this is pretty good. I did this side, so just to show you, I did this side right here. And I put a good amount of product, so it kind of came up over here and it came up over here. As you can see, it's over the edge. But I didn't get enough in the back. So back here, it didn't squeeze out enough. Now, this part right here is like a big lump because the comfort lining was already on this part of the palette right here. And now I added more. So that may be a problem. That may be a problem right there for suction when it comes to suction, because I'm having to do this in pieces. But it's in there. It's nice and sticky. Okay, now I gotta do this side. Let's see if the comfort lining is hot enough for the other side. Ooh, it's hot, hot, hot. Can't. Okay. Got it. Nice and hot still. I don't know. It's not that hot. Okay, undo the lid. Let's see. Ooh, boiling water coming out of the lid. Nope, it's not oozing like it's supposed to. See? I squeeze it and it's not liquefied enough. Not liquefied enough. So I gotta boil it again. All right. See, it's not hot. Not hot enough. It's warm, but it's not hot. Okay, undo the key. I see I can hold it. Undo the key. Put it around the stick. This would be harder if I was trying to do it in the microwave, I gotta be honest. And it wouldn't be any faster doing it in the microwave, so. Put it back in the pot. And I'm dipping it in a little bit deeper just so you guys can see, because the water, I'm using so much product that the water, when I turn it on the stick, it raises. So I'm just putting it in like that. Okay, we're gonna put it back on the stove so you can see how it looks. Okay, turn the heat on, make it boil again. It is 11:08. I've got the heat on and we're gonna make it boil again. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, it is 11:13. The water is boiling again. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the fire off because it's been boiling for like 3 minutes. I'm gonna bring this over to the table. I got my little scissors because I know I'm gonna have to trim this. Okay. Draining the water, boiling water out. Ooh, hot. Undoing the stick so I can get the key in there. Hot, hot, hot. Even hot holding it with the paper towel. Putting it back in the water because having it out just for that short amount of time, in my opinion, cools it off too fast. Now I'm going to work on the left side of the trough. This side. Ooh, hot. It's hot holding my finger over the pot. Okay. All right. That's enough. Open the lid a little. Okay. It's ooey gooey, just the way we want it. Coming out. Put it in my mouth. Mmm. Hot. Gotta boil it anyway, so I'm gonna just put it in the pot. Clenching. Now I'm trying to clench hard because I want it to squeeze out because I think I put too much. Now I feel a spot over here. Clenching really hard because I want it to squeeze out. I put too much. Clench, clench, clench. Still, it's not that gummy. A little bit, but not that bad. It's pretty good. Holding it for 30 seconds, clenching hard. Now, for all intents and purposes, we got the palate, we got the front of the trough, we got the right of the trough, and now we got the left of the trough. So it should be finished. I have to trim some excess. And then it says in the directions to let it sit for set for 5 minutes. In my mouth or out of my mouth? I don't know. But the time that it took to do everything, the palate has already set for 5 minutes. The front set for 5 minutes. The right set for 5 minutes. So now it's just the left that needs to set because everything else is set. I'm hurting. It hurts my jaw now because I'm clenching so hard. Okay, that's about 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down because I'm going to take my teeth out and show you what we got going on. Oop, I don't want the phone to fall. Okay. Okay. So now I'm dabbing. Okay. So this is what we got. So the product is everywhere, but it didn't squeeze out here. So there's no product. There's about a centimeter of denture with no product on it. So I gotta fix that because it's gonna create a problem with suction. There's no product on this little spot. Got a little bit of overage here, a little bit of overage here, and a little bit of overage here. And it's hard. Like that's not gonna mold anymore. It's too hard already. So now I gotta add more product. And I got a space here with no product at all. So I gotta fix those gaps because there's gonna be an issue with suction if I don't fix the gaps. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Draining all the hot water out. I just got to get the end of the gap, so maybe this is hard enough. Nope. Not hard enough. You'll know if it's hard enough because it'll ooze out all by itself. This is definitely not hard enough. But I'm getting stuff all over the cap, so I'm going to try to pull it out of the cap. Got to make it boil again anyway, so it doesn't matter if it cools off. Okay. I'm going to take the product off the edge so that I can get the cap on. I'm not putting a stick back on it. I'm just going to drop this whole thing in. I don't think the key will melt. So I'm just going to leave the key in and just dump it in the pot and make it boil again. Put the fire on. Make it boil again. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, it is 11:23. The water is boiling, fire is on. I'm gonna flip this because it's been on one side. So I'm gonna flip this so it boils on the other side too. Oh. There we go. We're just gonna let that boil for a minute. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to let it boil for like 2 minutes. Okay, it is 11:26. It's been boiling for a while. I'm shutting the fire off and I'm bringing the pot to the table. Alright, now. Okay, hopefully my phone doesn't fall over. You know what? I need tongs because I kept the key in there. I kept the key in there and now it's too short for me to try and pull out with a stick, or too hot. So I'm using some tongs. Okay. Very hot. Yes, ooh, it's hot. Now I don't have to worry about transferring the key because I already got the key. Now I'm just gonna fill in the gaps. I got 3 gaps to fill in. I'm gonna try to do this fast. 1, hot. 2, hot. 3, in my mouth. Clench, 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 clench. Hot. Okay, so I did 3 globs. I had to do it quick on just the spots that were empty. I feel it squeezing out now, which is good. That's what I want. And there's one spot in the front I gotta get, so I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm flipping it over so it stays hot on both sides. There's a spot in the front I want to get a little more product on. Clench, clench, clench. Not gummy. See, not gummy. It's good. Better than the first time. Flip it over again while I'm clenching. Ooh, I just burnt myself on the pot. Okay, ugh. That was kind of gross. Okay, I've clenched for 30 seconds. I'm gonna pull it out. Keep forgetting, I don't want to do that on camera. Okay. So I got a little bit on this part of the palette, but that's okay. I can trim that off, but as you can see, I have a lot of overage, which is good. That's what you want. You want to have a little overage that you can trim. Okay, so now I have it 100%. A couple spots, like right here in the trough, I need a little more product there because there's just not enough. It's really bumpy over here because it overlapped here and overlapped here, but this part right in the center, there's no overlap. It's just the original. So I don't know if that's going to cause a problem. We'll see. I might have to put more product in that spot just to even it out so I can make sure I have suction, because the way it is now, I don't see how I'm going to get suction right there. I'm going to trim it though now while this is still hot, because that's going to make me gag. So I have my little scissors and I'm going to trim off the edge. These little scissors are sewing scissors, which is really great. Okay, one little problem is that this stuff is lifting. Look. Can you see it? It's like lifting a little bit. But I'm not pulling on it because I don't want it to lift. Maybe it just hasn't set. I don't know. I'm trimming. Okay. These are really awesome little scissors. They're so sharp because they're for cutting thread. I love them because it just cuts through anything like butter. Okay, so I just trimmed off the excess. Okay, just trimmed off the excess. Now I'm going to put a little more product right there because I feel like that's not going to be good. Hopefully, I'm hoping this is still hot. The pot's still steaming. You see the steam in the pot. Ooh, hot. Super hot to touch. Super hot to touch. Whew. Nope, it's not oozing. Nope, it's not oozing. It's not hot enough. Damn it. Not hot enough. Gotta boil it one more time for this one little spot. Back in the pot and back on the stove we go. 11:32. Fire is on. Pot is heating up again to boil because I got one more spot that needs to be filled. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, it is 11:37. It's been boiling. I didn't add water, so it boiled really, really fast. I'm about to take it off the fire because I just have that one tiny little spot to do. Okay. Put this down because I want to be pretty quick about it. Grabbing it with tongs because it's so short now. I'm going to try and do this fast. I'm not going to talk. Got to get that one spot. Ooh, hot. Okay, it didn't ooze out because I got to roll this. Okay, now it should ooze out, but I opened a cap, so damn it. Okay, let's try this again. Hot, god damn, I can't even hold the damn thing. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, 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 gooey, gooey. Okay, in my mouth. Hot. Okay, I just put a little bit right on that one spot in the front. Clenching hard, 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 hard. Still not coming. Okay, we're good. Feels like there's too much, but it's hard to gauge it. It's so thick on the palette, though.
I can feel the gap in the center part of the palette because there was a lump on the left, a lump on the right, and that center part has this space. Okay, about to pull it out.
Okay, so that was better. Now I have that overage, which is what I was really looking to achieve right here. I don't know if you can see it. It might be a little blurry. I'm sorry. There we go. So I'm going to trim that excess because it is excess. Okay. Now, one thing I noticed, that might not be bad though. Okay, so now I've got full coverage everywhere. Full coverage. And it's interesting because it's like sticky a little bit. Not sticky like adhesive, but it's sticky. My concern though is that it lifts. Right here. Lifts off a little bit. I don't like that. But well, there's a little bit of excess here I missed. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm going to put it in my mouth. Okay. So it's all full. It's all trimmed up. But I'm thinking because of all the bumps, trying to get suction. Because of all the bumps, I'm not getting suction because I had to do it in pieces. I hate showing that on camera. I'm really sorry. I might cut that part out. But I can't talk. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. Okay. So, what am I going to do to fix this? But it's not gummy. But I have no suction because it's all uneven. So what can I do to make it even? That is the question. So this water is still hot. It's not boiling, but it's hot. I will never put my dentures in boiling water because that will destroy my dentures. But it's hot. So maybe I can heat it up and put it in my mouth real quick to mold it. We're going to try and do that since the water is hot but not boiling. Because I don't want to put any more of this on. It's really thick now because I had to do it in steps and it's bumpy and whatnot. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to keep you on camera while I do this. And I do not advise you guys to put your dentures in hot water. I really, really don't because it can ruin your dentures. But I've put my dentures in hot water before and it has worked. See, I can't even talk because they keep falling. So we're going to try putting the back half in hot water so I can at least even out those bumps. Okay. I'm clenching for 3 minutes. I don't know if I put it in there long enough to warm it up enough to mold, but I'm clenching. Holding for 30 seconds. Okay. That actually worked. Look, it squeezed out some more excess, so that actually worked. Cool. And there's still a bump, but the bump's not pronounced. I might do that again, but I'm going to do the front side first. Okay, take my tongs, and I'm going to put the front in. Water's still steaming, so it's hot but not boiling. Okay. In my mouth, in my mouth, in my mouth, clenching. I'm clenching again. Trying to get this mold right. I'm determined to make it work. Clench, clench, clench. Oh, I can feel it kind of moving and molding. That's cool. Definitely going to have to go through this process again with the heating it up and clenching. Yeah, I think while I'm clenching, I'm going to put this pot on the stove just to heat it up more, because it's just not heated up enough. Still clenching. Pot's on the stove. I just want to heat up that water a little bit more. I'm going to add more water to the pot. Because the water is really low from evaporation. Okay, that's about 30 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, so. Ooh, I had a little bit of suction there. That was nice. Okay, so I have a little bit of overage that's spilled out over top, which is good. So I'm going to trim that excess while the pot is on the stove boiling, because I want to do it one more time. I want to put it in the hot water one more time. Just to really, because it's just too thick. It's too much product. And I'll tell you, it's really hard to gauge it, because you have to, it's hard to gauge how much to put in, because you have to do it so fast. If you don't do it fast, guys, this product is going to get too hard to do anything with. Okay. Still trimming. While I'm trimming, the pot's on the stove heating up to a boil again. Now, like I said, I'm not putting my dentures in boiling water, but I at least want to heat the water up enough so that this can mold properly. What I don't like, and I don't know if it's because I dipped it in water, but it's lifting a lot. Like lifting, like it's not even sticking. And that was kind of a complaint I had the first time around, that it was not sticking to the denture. But, you know, maybe it just has to set. Okay. So I've cleaned up all the excess. As you can see, I've cleaned up all the excess. The product is everywhere, but it's just a little too thick. So I'm heating up some water on the stove so I can make it a little bit thinner. Oh, I missed a spot on the denture. Don't know if that'll be a problem. These bumps are going down because I put it in the hot water and molded it again. And I'm going to do that one more time. Alright, the water is heating up. Just so you can see, it is 11:49. The water is heating up. Not quite boiling yet, but it will be in a minute. When it boils, because I do want it to at least get to a boil. When it boils, I'm going to take it off the stove and put it on the table for about 30 seconds just to cool off a little bit. Because I am not putting my dentures in boiling water. Okay, we're at a rolling boil. Fire off. And bringing this to the table. Okay, as you can see, the pot's nice and steamy. Okay. Man, I'm gonna say a little prayer for my dentures that I don't ruin them right now. I really don't want to ruin my dentures. But I don't know how else to do this. Okay, I'm going to try something different. Oh, I don't think I can hold my dentures like that. Maybe I can do it this way. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, good enough. I don't want to ruin them. In my mouth, clenching hard. So what I did there, don't do at home. What I did there was I dipped the whole damn thing in there with the tongs. And then I dumped the water because it is boiling hot. Dumped the water, put it in my mouth real quick, and now I'm clenching again for 30 seconds. No gum, good. Good on gum. Feel that spot that I missed. Right there, feel it. Okay, not clenching anymore. I want to see if I have suction. Okay, I have suction, but there's no suction. It's better though, better than it was before. Let's see. Better suction. Dipping it. But, I mean, I had to put my dentures in hot, scalding hot water. I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, I'm going to take them out so we can see. Definitely got suction in the back. I do not have suction in the front, but some more product did ooze out a little bit. I think I want to dip it one more time just to, I want it thinner. It's just too thick. And there's still bumps here that are not normal. It's the overlap, and I don't like that overlap. So I'm going to do it one more time, the whole thing, like I did last time, because that was pretty cool. Let it sit there for a second, because I really want it to get hot. Okay. Ooh, that's ooey. That's like gooey. Oh yeah. So that time, it got hot enough. That time it got real hot because I held it there for a minute. And it got real like liquefied, not liquefied, but like really pliable, which is what you want to mold. It's got to be that way to mold. I'm really sorry that this video is so long, but we gotta be real here, people. Okay. Okay, so I'm talking. I have suction. Feels off. My bite feels off a little bit. Space right here. Right here between these two teeth, there's like space in the trough. Not enough to break suction though, so that's good. Suction feels pretty good. I feel like I might be able to eat with these. I don't know. Ooh, I got good suction. I got good suction there. Okay. I got good suction. Right, I'm going to take them out. I got to take them out the right way though, and not, because if I try to do it with the bite, it might lift the comfort lining, and I don't want to do that. Wow, that took a minute to break the suction on that. Okay, so as you can see, we have a lot of excess still. It's still bumpy here though. I'm concerned about that. Got a lot of excess here, so I'm going to trim the excess. And I want to dip it one more time. I might have to boil that water again though. Right now I'm just trimming up excess. It's like every time I dip it and clench, it's like you get that excess and it gets a little bit thinner the way I'm looking for it to be. So this is like good so far. Got a lot of excess in the back and I don't want to choke on that. It's still lifting in the back. That bothers me a little bit, but if I can achieve, and it's thin, I'm going to show you what I'm trimming off here. That's the thinness of it. See, it's like every time I go to trim it, it like lifts off the denture, and I don't like that, but maybe that's just the nature of the product. Okay. I have trimmed off the excess. What I like is that it's like kind of sticky. That's kind of cool. I like that. All right. I want to dip one more time in the hot water. Then we're going to put it in my mouth, clench real hard, and then I'm going to let the whole thing set for 5 minutes. I definitely got to do it this way. This water's still hot. Hopefully it's hot enough. I'm looking at it to see if it's like getting a little loose, because You can tell it's pliable when it gets a little loose, but I can't tell. All right, I've held it in for a good amount of seconds. It should be long enough. I'm gonna take it out. Oh, damn it, I dropped it again. Okay. Damn it. That was not good. All right. It's okay though. Clench, clench, clench. I'm trying to clench in the back too. More squeezing out. I think my phone's about to die. My goodness, this video's gone for a long time. It's 12 o'clock on the money. 12 o'clock. I started this process at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, that was 30 seconds. A little loose. I don't have suction in the front. I feel it in the back though. To give you an idea, this is how much product I've had to kind of clip off or take off of the tube. It's not a lot. This was from the first time, so you can't count that. This is from the second time. Okay. There's actually still some excess, but that's good. Bite's still not quite right, but that's all right. Okay, so at this point, I'm not going to dip it in hot water anymore. At this point, I'm just going to take it out and let it set for 5 minutes, like the directions say. Then I will trim off whatever excess there is, which there is still some excess because I've managed to squeeze it into a thinner layer because I'm clenching really hard on it. And I'll be right back. Okay, so they've set for 5 minutes. I let them set in my mouth for 5 minutes. I just want to let you know it is 12:20. I did dip it in the water one more time. My phone died, so I had to charge it up. But while it was charging up for the few minutes, I dipped it in the boiling. I boiled the water one more time and dipped it in one more time because I was getting a sore spot just by having it sit there. And I put a little bit in that spot. But then it was like bumpy, so then I dipped it in the water one more time and put it in my mouth and let it set again for 5 minutes. So now it's been in there for 5 minutes. And I want to take them out so that you guys can see. I already trimmed off the excess. Okay, so here it is. The bumps are gone over here, so it's nice and even the way it needs to be. Nice and sticky. It does lift off the edges, which that does bother me a little bit, but you know, you can't have everything. Oh, there's a little bit of excess here I didn't trim off. Let me get that real quick. Okay, I think that's all the excess. Good. So it's pretty even. It's nice and even. It's got a good cushion over here now because there was a spot missing right here. It was missing. God, why does it feel like it's still not there? Oh, I got a little overage right here that I need to trim. I missed quite a bit, but it's okay because, you know, overage is good. It's better to have too much than too little, because you can always mold it. I have a little bit of excess right here too. Okay. It's sticky. Yeah, this stuff is pretty sticky stuff. It's, you know, kind of cool, but, you know, it's sticky. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my mouth. It's nice and trimmed. It's nice and even. I have a nice thin layer, which is what I was looking to achieve. Okay. In my mouth. Pushing in, making sure I got suction. Still got a gap here, but I ain't futzing with this stuff no more. I've been messing around with this stuff 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12, 3 hours, okay, to apply this stuff and to get it perfect. But I got good enough suction. A little gap here, but I got good enough suction. So, nope. Nope. I'm hardly pulling on it, guys. So, I have no suction. And it's on there about as perfect as it'll get. So, I have enough suction to talk, to speak. I have enough suction to talk and speak. That is definitely for sure. Would I be able to eat? I don't know. I'm going to keep it on here. I'm not going to pull it out. I'm going to keep it on because I got it good this time, enough to have a thin layer. Like I said, I can talk. I'm a little gummy, but it's not that bad. Yeah, I'm a little gummy. But I've done everything I could possibly do to make it perfect. Like I said, I got enough suction to talk, which is good. I wouldn't be able to eat, I don't think. Maybe I should grab a cracker. Hold on. Crackers, crackers. Where are the crackers? Sorry, I guess I should have been prepared for that. So I have saltine crackers. Those are pretty thin. Never eaten on camera before, but hey, why not? All right. Lifted right off the bat. Well, I can eat crackers. It lifted in the back, but what I did was I just held my tongue in the back to kind of keep it up so that I could chew the rest of the way, and that worked. But okay, so let's break this down. This video is true raw honesty. You've been with me since step one. I started at 9:30 this morning. It is now exactly 12:26. Almost 3 hours, right? 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 3 hours. And yeah, I can count. Imagine that. So 3 hours it took me to do it from start to finish. I had to do it in stages because the stuff just cools way too fast. It's definitely not a soft liner. It is an adhesive, so a soft liner will stick and really mold to, well, mold is the wrong word. It'll stick to the denture. Whereas this stuff, it sticks to the denture, but it definitely lifts on the edge. It does not stick all the way. Like, I could easily pull this out, which is a pro. So let's talk about the pros and the cons. For me, this is my opinion. The pros are
that I get pretty good suction. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect suction. I get pretty good suction. It's comfortable. As long as you are able to get the coverage full on and not miss any spots, it's comfortable. I won't have sore spots, which is good. That's all I can think of right now. I might be wrong. I mean, I'm sure there's other benefits. But it's definitely comfortable. It's definitely an adhesive. You know, if I want to eat, I won't be able to eat steak. If I want to eat steak, I'm probably going to have to put like a powder adhesive in there on top, which the comfort lining folks say you can put a powder adhesive. So I will probably need a powder adhesive in order to like eat harder foods than saltine crackers. They're not falling out of my mouth right now, so I have decent enough suction to be able to talk. Those are definitely pros of the product. It's comfortable. It's great. You know, it's definitely a pro. Cons of the product. It doesn't stick fully to the denture. It does lift up from the denture. Oh, you know what? Another pro to this product, it's going to be really easy to remove. Okay. That's definitely a pro, that it's going to be easy to remove, because in 5 days or 7 days or 2 weeks, however long I try to keep this in my mouth. I know the directions say to change it out once a week. But when it comes time to change it out, I'll be able to just pull this right out of my denture and I won't have a problem with it. And when I pulled this is from the first time. When I pulled this out, it came out really easy. So that's a pro for sure. Having it come out where you can just take the edge and just kind of pull it right out, definitely awesome. But yeah, the cons are, it took me a really long time to apply this. 3 hours to apply it start to finish, to get it as perfect as I could possibly get it. And I've got a decent fit right now, but it took me 3 hours to do that. Another con is I'm having to deal with boiling water. The product does not stay hot enough. You have to, if you're going to do it in sections the way I did it today, you're going to have to keep going back, boiling your water, boiling your water, boiling your water. And I'm afraid a microwave is just not going to be any easier than using a pot on your stove. And at least the pot on your stove will stay hotter than if you put it in a cup. So, so the boil time will be faster. But you definitely have to keep boiling water to keep this product pliable enough to mold and do the molding that you need it to do. You're dealing with scalding hot water. So another con is that you have to be really careful because the water is boiling. You're going to burn yourself if you're not careful. You know, as you can see, when it got real close to the end of the tube, I had to use tongs because my fingers were just too close to the hot water to try and grab it out of the hot water. So you have to use tongs, definitely, in order to work with the stuff and the boiling hot water that you have to deal with. In order for me to have achieved what I achieved today, I had to dip my dentures in hot water, almost boiling hot water, 3 times just to kind of achieve the mold that I needed to get, just to have a little bit of suction. I don't recommend you putting your dentures in boiling hot water because it can warp your dentures. It really can, or it could break your dentures. Now, I have immediate dentures, so if I had broken my dentures or if they had warped real bad, I would have been in big trouble. I was definitely taking a chance there. So if you do that, you are taking a chance with your teeth. It worked. I didn't destroy my teeth, so, you know, at least it worked, and I've got decent suction, so that's good. But, you know, having to deal with the boiling hot water and just to be able to get this stuff pliable enough to get a good suction, it's kind of difficult to work with that. So boiling hot water, a con. 3 hours, definitely a con. Not having perfect suction is not a con, but, you know, for as long as you're having to mess with this stuff and as long as you're having to work with it and play with it and mold it like Play-Doh, I mean, the time that it took, was it worth it? Maybe if this stuff lasted a really long time, it would have been worth it. But in 7 days, I'm going to have to go through this process all over again. And to be quite honest, I don't have enough product left. Okay, so I will have to buy more product if I want to put this on a third time, because, and that was just the top denture. I didn't even futz with the bottom denture at all because I have denture fit on the bottom, so I haven't touched it. But yeah, I mean, I don't even have enough product to do it again, really, so I'll have to deal with that as I come, you know, when I get to it. But yeah, in 7 days, you got to redo this whole process again. And I would not want to have to do this for 3 hours every 7 days. That would just drive me crazy. So I gave it a second shot. It's decent. It's a good product. I feel it. It's comfortable. I got suction enough to talk and enough to eat, softer items. Steak, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and have a steak later on today and I'll video that. But, that's my review of this. I won't say it's 2 thumbs down, but it's still not the product for me. For me, it's still not the product. So I did try to give it a fair shake at the second time around because I know my first video, I didn't go over anything. I didn't show you my process of doing anything, and so that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. So this time around, I showed you the process. I'm sorry this video is as long as it is, but I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to see exactly what me as a regular consumer would have to go through in order to make it work. So again, thank you for tuning in. My subscribers, thank you so much for watching and being supportive of me and my journey. I appreciate it. Comfort Lining, you're a good product. It definitely feels good in my mouth right now, but it's not really worth the time that it took. So I'm sorry about that. Now, someone else, others out there might be able to get this product done a whole lot faster than I could, but I'm not them, and it took me 3 hours, so it will take me 3 hours again to do it to where I want it perfect. So I apologize for that, but it is what it is. Remember, cumin seed or celery salt. 2 very different products achieving a similar end result. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I'm sorry. That's all I got for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short. Thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate you. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them down at the bottom, and I will be happy to answer them on the next video. You take it easy. Peace.